As an American, there is no greater privilege and responsibility than choosing who will represent you and your family to determine the course of history, your lives, the economy, your health, your safety. On November 3rd, please choose to vote. To vote early, or if you need an absentee or mail-in ballot, please visit vote.org. Your future self thanks you.
This is Mouth Media Network, the business of being heard.
If anyone's face should be on Mount Rushmore, it's Tina Fey. I mean, seriously, have you seen 30 Rock? What sitcom did Roosevelt ever write? Yeah. Thought so. This is Funny People Talking.
Hey, I'm Mercy Bell. I'm a folk musician, and I would rather be sober during a pandemic than listen to funny people talking.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Funny People Talking. I'm one of your hosts, Mark Rako, and with me, of course, directly in front of me, because I am staring at a computer screen, it is the lovely, the talented, the incomparable Dres Nangle. Hey, Dres.
Hey, hey, hey! I'm so excited to be here.
I know. I'm excited that you're here, too. How are things in Ra-Cha-Cha, as we call Rochester, New York, where Dresden is located?
I am in the fabulous Ra-Cha-Cha, Rochester, Photo City, where mass photography started, xerography started, all the ographies started.
And Rochester, I'm sure you know this, was just voted an All-American City.
It was.
Only the third time in the last century, I believe, or ever, or maybe. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, good to see you. And of course, also with us, coming from her dark and dank apartment, apparently, our producer, Elsie. Hey, Elsie.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, why does it look so dark and dim in your apartment?
Because I like it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And also joining us, I got to tell you, I'm so excited. I have not seen this really dynamic person for over a decade, but I have watched from afar as her star has grown brighter and brighter, and with good reason. She calls herself a folk singer. I think it's fair to say she's also in the country scene, but capable of a lot more than that, because I've heard other kinds of music coming from her. And she is a rising musician who's even been featured in Rolling Stone. How exciting a day that must have been. We'll definitely talk about that. And her name, as it should be, is Mercy Bell. I don't know why it should be Mercy, but it just seems to fit. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Sorry I was a little late. I was in my kitchen, and I ran all the way to my bedroom to log on.
Well, it's all right. We'll show you some mercy. You see what I did there? Oh, God, I got it out of the way. I'm so sorry, Mercy. But
it's fine. It's fine.
Because, first time for that joke. Anyway, all kidding aside, seriously. Really welcome to the show. It's really nice to see you.
You too.
Look great. You honestly look literally the exact same as the last time I saw you, sort of quote live unquote, like over a decade ago. You do not look a day older, I have to tell you.
A healthy dose of depression keeps you young, I think. So.
Is that what it is? Your face is just nice and relaxed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Note to self, have my husband smack me around a little when I get home.
And so he smacks you and you're like, oh, thanks, sweetie.
No, I want to get suppressed because the retinol isn't working.
Well, they say, if you smile too much, you get wrinkles, right? So
okay.
Yeah.
Elsie's secret comes out.
Yeah.
Elsie's youthful, younger looking Kara Sedgwick look about her.
What most people don't know is that Elsie's actually 103 years old. So not true. Sorry, Elsie. I'm just talking about your wisdom.
Yeah.
I think I know who Elsie's favorite is right now, but continuing on
with probably
her
Mercy.
Brilliant guest star. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Anyway, we've got a wonderful show ahead. We're going to have another great celebrity moment from Dresden, most likely. I'm assuming that. We didn't really talk about it in advance. Another Yum or Yuck installment from Elsie. And we're going to play a really fun musical improv game that we made up on the show. And of course, we're going to find out all about Mercy Bell. And maybe,
exciting.
Yes, it is. And maybe, just maybe, Maybe she'll break out that guitar and sing us a little ditty if we are so lucky. And that's all coming up. But first, I do have a question for you, Dresden.
Yes, sir.
I noticed a sparkling sequin-covered kazoo around your neck on a chain. And it's funny because even though you're a very musical person, I never really thought of you as the kazoo type. And I'm not going to ask you to play it, but I'm curious why you have an actual sequined kazoo on a chain around your neck.
Well, you saw Sound of Music, right?
Of course. Oh.
And how the father had the whistle calls for everybody?
Yeah.
It is the only way I can keep my pool boys and my cabana boys in line.
Oh, with a sequined...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So in other words, the kazoo is for them, the sequins are just for you.
Yeah, it's called the Cougar Kazoo.
Cougar kazoo.
Everybody's got their own whistle. All right. I will send you one, darling. You want ruby slippers like Dorothy? I got you.
Please.
Yes,
Please.
I see this as bona fide merch for the show going forward. I really do. The Cougar Kazoo.
Yes, I'm going to go to Michael's right after this.
I think we should do it in partnership with Mrs. Kasha Davis.
You have no idea how much so.
How perfect that would be.
Yes.
Phone
yes,
call
yes.
later. All right. So I guess I'm satisfied with your answer, Dresden. That was perfect.
Phew!
I know, I'll tell you. All right, so time to start the show. I'm thinking, Dres, why don't you tell me to start the show?
Mark,
Yeah.
my love.
Yes, my dear.
We have brilliance
Yes.
in our guest star today.
We do.
Let's get the show started.
Okay.
From the Mouth Media Network studios in New York City, this is Funny People Talking with Mark Rako, Dresden Engel, and Elsie.
Welcome to Funny People, everybody. We are very, 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 very happy that you are here. It means so much to us. Before we get on with the show proper, it's time to get a little housekeeping out of the way. Very important, critical housekeeping, and that is our appeal to Tina Fey. Mercy, just to give you some context, every show we pray to the comedy gods that someday the great and powerful Tina Fey will join us on the show in some way, fashion, or form. And we're going to say a little prayer right now. If you feel that you want to join in,
I
we
love praying.
love that. Great.
And I'm not being sacrilegious crossing myself. That's a T for Tina.
Okay. Oh, I love
Ooh.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bada bing.
Do I
All
need,
right,
Yeah,
so
girl.
I'll
do I need
lead
to
it
light
off.
do I need to light a votive candle?
If you feel will help, it's totally up to you. It is, of course, an audio podcast, but
Oh well, you know.
no, I love the exuberance. I'll
Just
lead off.
what scent would it be so we can
Yes.
feel it?
I think Tina Fey, I feel like that smells like pizza, Rockefeller Center, right?
Oh, I
yeah?
love that.
Yeah,
We
it's
now have a scratch and sniff podcast.
And
Thanks to Mercy.
more merch. The Tina Fey Pizza and Rockefeller votive candle up 1,000%.
Yes,
Would you like
yes.
new car or Tina Fey Pizza Rockefeller Center smell?
Do you know what's funny?
I mean-
that is legitimately a joke she would write too. Sorry, Mercy, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's like, who needs this essential oil of pepperoni? That's
I actually thought that was that is an essential oil. I just Mercy's funny.
Fat girls,
Yes.
fat girls everywhere, including me, are Googling right now.
You know, I actually bought my wife a bacon perfume, bacon scented perfume, and I must say, honestly, it actually smelled very nice. It was
Oh,
it
man.
Wow.
blended with flesh somehow.
That's
Quite-
very carnivorous of you, Mark.
It was. I know.
Yes,
I know.
meow.
All right, so
Does that make a cast iron pan like a essential oil diffuser? Is that what that is?
It's-
You like cooking bacon on it?
Well,
Oh, that's really good.
it is now.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah.
could have tiny little cast iron pans with
Am
one
I
slice
the
of
only
pepperoni
one
in it.
seeing Mercy with her own show on QVC
Oh,
right about now?
1,000%.
Because she is the merch goddess.
I know.
I try. I
know.
try.
All right, so
Oh, we gotta pray.
we gotta
didn't
pray. All right.
Oh, yeah, we gotta pray.
Oh, Tina Fey, please come on our show.
Tina,
Comedy Gods, we love you. Please
Tina,
send the vibes this way. Tina Fey, to the Comedy Gods, we love you. Come on the show. You are the best. Anything will do. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Someone
Thank you for
anyone
joining
who
in.
knows Tina, just please.
Elsie sounds like my mom when she does the rosary before Mass. You just hear this mumble. You don't know what she's saying. She's counting the beads.
Know what's happening.
That was intense.
All right, so thank you very much. All right, before we get on with more of the show, I really feel the need. I don't normally steer content, meaning like I want your celebrity moment to be what you come up with, Drez. But off mic, you alluded to a particular. We were talking about breasts. To be honest with you,
I'm sorry.
I love breasts.
We were talking about breasticles, and you had mentioned a celebrity story that had to do with breasts or breast size or.
Paul Simon.
Do you remember?
Well, it involved a man.
Involved a man. So
they weren't that large. Is it the same story we're thinking of?
I think so.
And now it's time for Dresden Moments.
So some people around my age group, or in reruns, watched a family show called The Brady Bunch.
Yes.
Yes, and there were different characters, and maybe my sister wouldn't even let my mother put the curlers in her hair because she didn't want Greg to see her. So fast forward, I'm now a comedian. I have a sketch comedy troupe, and Barry Williams, aka Greg Brady, that's how he bills himself, the real Greg Brady, great guy, comes and does several shows with us and is a guest star. And in one scene, he plays my boyfriend Pedro. So every show, as we're getting nearer to the end of the run, he's like, I think Pedro's nipples are going to be itchy tonight. I go, oh, are they? Okay. So he threw me that show. So the very next day was our last show. And I said to him, do you think you can get lipstick out of that shirt? So I had him scared before he went on stage. And the character was, I played Marina Kaboom. And I had a craft club, but I said carafe. So we drank out of the carafe while we made the carafes. And so I pull out of my bag of tricks a can of whipped cream. And Pedro and I are just bantering, and I'm like, go meet me in the camper, okay? I squirt whipped cream all over Greg Brady's chest, and I lick it off his nipples in front of a full audience. Because my sister, not a very nice person, was in the front row, and I did it to mortify her. And scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Dresden Eggo.
I mean, is that bucket list stuff or what?
It really is.
Who else here on the podcast has licked whipped cream off Greg Brady's nipples? Raise your hand.
I am not raising my
See,
hand.
No. And so he'll never forget me. He's, played opposite many actresses in his day, but I have a superlative and I'm so proud.
Mercy, have you ever licked whipped cream off of Greg Brady's nipples?
You know what? I don't think I've ever licked whipped cream off of anybody's nipples. So
Merce, girl, we gotta chat offline, girl. Girl, we gotta talk. I'll tell you about fudgesicles too. But moving on.
Your national tour-based hotel room shenanigans that are ahead of you as your career grows will definitely involve whipped cream nipple licking for sure. So
every mini fridge in every hotel is gonna have to have.
That'll be one of the writers.
Is that going to be one of your celebrity demands? Is you must have whipped cream just in case this is the day. I don't know what day it's going to be, but I want it there.
But I think one of the things about being a queer woman is a lot of girls are like dairy free. So I'm going to have to look and see if there's like an almond milk.
So maybe
you will officially go down in history as the craziest rider ever. Like, forget the room temperature Perry and the green M&Ms. Almond milk,
whipped cream,
and my mini fridge.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's the greatest.
Every day, just in case I'm single.
Just in case. Yes.
God. Oh my God.
Elsie, is that what you were saying, Elsie, when we were laughing too hard? That this is goes in her performer rider?
Yeah.
You could come out with your own line of almond milk whipped cream. It's called like Have Mercy.
Yeah.
whipped cream and all
Yeah.
that, right? So,
Yeah.
that wasn't that creative. Her name is Mercy.
No, I liked it. Well, she's got a whole QVC
It's
show
really-
to
It
tell
is.
now.
It's specifically food merch.
That's right.
Have you noticed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to work out perfectly
shocker.
with
I
Elsie's
know.
stuff later.
Yes.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, thank you for that, Trez. That was awesome. Well, I guess speaking of food, maybe we should just get right into Yum or Yuck, which is
Yeah.
Elsie's feature where
All right.
she finds food from all over the world. And I guess we basically watch her eat it, and she tells us what
Oh,
she
wow.
thinks.
Yeah,
And
that's the part that
and then she-
about pandemic is you guys don't get to share.
I know.
Which to
Oh.
me is anticlimactic.
But you smell it, you describe
Yes.
it, you
Yeah.
get excited about the packaging. I feel like I'm there with you in your dark
And then
room.
she will rate it on a
Ooh.
scale of chickens.
This is the most traveling any of us have
It
done.
is. So, all right, Elsie, what do you got for Yum or Yuck?
She loves bacon, she's cantankerous, and her cat's an adjustment. She's the producer, it's Elsie.
Today I have Moore's Sauces by Leslie. It's called Simply Fresh Horseradish Sauce. It says she's hot, he's spicy.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Packaging.
wait, what am I doing here? I don't know.
Okay, that's good. Good enough.
Can you see it?
Yeah, see it. It looks.
That does not look like a label
not.
that coincides with he's hot, she's
No,
spicy.
that kind of looks like she's mediocre and he's kind of hanging out. Like this, it's a.
Or off-brand Hellman's.
So I have tortilla chips to put it on because I was like, I don't know what to put this on. I'm not making like a meal or something.
Oh yeah, we
I
were
know.
to stick your finger in
By
it.
the way,
So-
off-brand Hellman's is Heckman's.
I'm gonna put it on
That
a
was
chip.
Miracle
No,
Whip.
that's right.
All right. So here's this.
I hate Miracle Whip.
Right?
know.
So
All
Why
right.
would they- it's like margarine. Why?
Whoa.
So
Yeah,
sweet.
it's horsey.
Oh,
Horsey.
yeah, very host.
Oh. Upon
right.
your first sniff,
If
It's
it's
you-
not made with real
Yeah,
horses,
yeah.
is it?
If you like horseradish, I'm guessing that this
I
is gonna
do.
be good.
All right.
Oh, shiza.
Isn't white wasabi horseradish?
Yeah.
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 I love horseradish.
I mean, do you guys
Alright.
know what horseradish is?
So I put it on
it's
a
ground
chip.
up roots.
So
Anyway.
what do you got on a cracker?
Yeah. Oh, I juice horseradish, and I just want to tell you if you ever do it. No, I'm not. No, listen. I'm actually going to talk to you guys about something for once.
It was your
'Cause
verb.
It's
It was your
my
verb.
it's my idea instead of Mark trying to force me to say something. So
Wow. Wow.
all I gotta say is that I make this fire cider, which is really good if you're sick. And one of the
Ooh.
ingredients that I juice is the horseradish. And if you ever do that, you gotta wear goggles and a face mask because
Really?
you'll die. Yeah, it's so potent. Your eyes will water and you'll feel like you're strangling.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no joke. I learned the hard way.
Hey, if you're into that.
All right,
know.
so
You know.
you can see I have some on my chip,
Yeah, okay.
and I'm gonna eat it now. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh bless you.
Okay.
Satisfying crunch.
Oh,
Very
man.
satisfying crunch.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
good. This is
So,
good.
so what is it? What, give us a sense of the taste of the.
Oh, it's horseradish. Definite. Like, lover of horseradish. Yeah. You can get this. This was sent to me. I think that it says, it's hard to see. It's really tiny. But anyway, it's good for seafood, tofu, meat, whatever, pork, beef. Put it on whatever. Put it on a tortilla. It's good. I know I've been rating a lot of perfect scores lately, but
Yeah.
I do give this 72 chickens out of 72.
Wow.
I would drink it.
And
Yeah,
why,
I'll drink
Elsie?
this.
Why is it so strong? Like, why is it so great?
The blend, it's not like I was worried it was going to be like super mayonnaise-y kind of a thing because it's kind of that. But it's made, oh, here we go. Horseradish, vinegar. There is mayonnaise in it. So if you don't like that or if you're vegan, obviously you can't have this. And then, the usual spices because they don't want you to steal their recipe. Yeah, it's just delicious. It's like, I know. What is it? Arby's or something has some horseradish sauce or something.
Oh, a horsey sauce.
Yeah, so
Horsey
multiply
sauce.
that by like a lot and you'll have this. This is way better.
Did you say one of the ingredients in the horseradish sauce was horseradish?
Yes, I thought I did.
That seems. That
But
just
you
seems
know
like,
how a lot of people put fake or horseradish flavoring, Like you buy
Got
a
it.
drink and it says raspberry
Oh,
smoothie
interesting.
and they'll go raspberry flavoring. What is that? For
Okay.
a dye number, blah, blah. So anyway, yes, it's a yum. and now move on. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to take a quick break, and right after this, it's an improv game, and then it's all about Mercy Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
right
did you see
after
those
this.
guns? Woo.
Yeah, those are like legit guns. We'll be right back.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Microphone, podcast, comedy, improv, interview, food, chickens, circus clowns. Why me? That ought to do it. This is Funny People Talking.
Okay, everybody. We needed a break so we could just plot a little bit about Mercy's biceps or guns that she has. Like legit, do you have like a full out dedicated workout routine?
Yeah,
And is that
do.
something that you adopted
Pretty fabulous.
once you kind of started to see yourself going at another level with your career?
Yes.
Or has that always been a part of you?
It was honestly actually, I was like suffering from really bad depression, and my psychiatrist at the time, who was actually really terrible, was like, you just need to work out more. So I started doing that. And now I have a better psychiatrist who put me on actual medicine that works and not just like doing a hack job. But the exercising did help. And I kind of got hooked onto it. And it was one of the only things he told me to do that was helpful for me. So
Good. Oh, yeah, that is
Yeah.
often true. The
Yeah.
exercise really does help.
yeah. And now I have a better psychiatrist who actually gave me better medication. But it's like, once you start working out, it's like, this actually made me feel better. So yeah.
Was your first psychiatrist a former personal trainer, maybe, or
You know, he was like Dr. Spachemin from 30 Rock. 30 Rock.
Yeah, I got it.
You've gotten in her head
Yeah.
now. She's,
I know,
she's
it's
still
all
praying for us.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
exactly, as she should.
Another benefit of working out. I'm
Yes.
keeping track. Someday I'll be convinced to do it. But going on. I'm sorry. COVID killed Mama. You know, COVID.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I gained the COVID-19, Mercy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Boom. Yeah, I understand. I found the other 11 from your COVID 30. So, all right, it's time for an improv game, and this is one we've made up on our own show. It's called Mish Mosh Mix.
And now, an improvisational comedy game.
The idea is that each of us are given 3 words by somebody else, and we must make up a song on the spot and sing it that must use those 3 words in a productive way and integrate it into the song in some way. Bonus points for rhyming and a good melody, but you got to just at least use the 3 words to qualify and get across the finish line. So in order to demonstrate, I happen to know that Elsie is very good at this. And so I'm going to start out, and maybe we could start out, Mercy, maybe I put you on the spot and give Elsie 3 words, any words. They could be any words. They don't have to be related. And Elsie must make up a song using those 3 words.
Okay, let's see. Portal, slime, and squidge.
Oh, Portal, Slime, and Squidge. And what style of music should Elsie do her song in?
I want it to be 90s country.
So fairly unspecific. Excellent. Thank you. And Elsie, 90s country, whatever you can do with that. I actually don't know the difference between 90s country and 2020 country, to be honest with you. So that's my own ignorance. Portal, slime, and squidge are your words. Take it away when you're ready.
I went through the time portal and I was trying to avoid the slime. I was going through outer space, hoping to find you, make you mine. Then out of nowhere came an alien dude. He was trying to wash my window with a squidge. Down, 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 down.
Oh, got it. So it's sort of 90s goth country, basically.
Love it.
Well, I was
Living.
trying to channel like Hal Ketchum or something, you know. But
Very
I don't,
good. Excellent.
I'm not a
Very
singer,
good,
so-
Elsie. Nice job. Take
All
it
right,
away.
Elsie,
Thank you very
nice
much.
job, nice job.
All right. Our illustrious Dresden Engel, why don't you go next? And Elsie, why don't you give Dres 3 words and a style?
Boy, it goes.
And you'll find, Mercy, Dres has a legit voice here.
I'm ready. Ready.
Okay, Elsie, 3 words and a style.
Okay. My 3 words are rainbow and chowder and particle. And I would
Rainbow.
like a style of like Mexican hat dance kind of music.
Oh my God.
Rainbow, chowder, and particle in the style of a Mexican hat dance. This should be a cinch for you, Dres.
I used to like you, Elsie. I did.
You're
I used to like you. I was okay until particle. Come to our restaurant, eat our chowder. It's okay if we have particle board for walls. But let me tell you, our food is so colorful. It's like a rainbow in your mouth. Da 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 da. Rainbow in your mouth. Mwah.
I'd go to that restaurant.
Yes,
Very,
You did it.
Very good. You did it. You did it. You did it. I'm glad you knew.
I could only do particle board. That's all in my
fine.
head.
And I marvel that you knew what a Mexican hat dance would sound like. I would have been lost on that one. All right.
I feel a little racist, so I hope all my Latinx friends kind of forgive me, but it was comedy under the guise of comedy. Please forgive me.
All right, we turn to our resident recording artist, Mercy Bell, for the next one. And I'll go ahead and give you 3 words
Let's do
just
this.
out of the
Let's do
process
it.
of elimination. It'll be me.
Okay.
Look at her. She's ready. She's holding on. I can see her guns flexing.
I'm ready.
All right, Mercy.
I'm ready.
How about calamari, dolphin, because we're going, I guess I'll go to seafood, and
You eat
skill
dolphin?
saw.
And what was the last one?
Skill saw. So
Skill saw.
Yeah, skill
Skill
saw.
saw.
So you
Okay.
got a calamari, dolphin, and skill saw.
All
In the
right.
style, let's do hip hop.
All right. Let's see here.
All right.
It's
Wait, no,
a...
not hip hop. You know why? Because with hip hop, we don't get to hear your beautiful voice.
Oh,
It's
thank
not
you.
fair. So
It's true.
I,
Girls got some pipes.
I reserve the right to not to put you on the spot, but let's make use of the great instrument
Okay.
we have here. How about in the style of a Rodgers and Hammerstein style musical?
Okay. All right. We got it. All right. So. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Yes.
Okay.
If. Okay. Here we go. It's like, this is the song about a lesbian date in 1942. You're gonna go down the road, watch the dolphins swim, and then get calamari for 2. And then you're gonna take me back to my baby's house and watch you saw with a skill saw. And then you're gonna go wrap your arms around me and watch my heart thaw.
Standing ovation. That was
Okay, that's
very-
yes.
The
Yes.
only skill in that was the skill that was done with. Well done, Mercy. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thanks for the perfect lesbian date adjectives and ideas.
I know. I love how it ended with
works.
like, some construction work at the end there, right?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Right. All right. Fair is fair.
my God.
I'll round it out here. Dres, I think you're the one that hasn't given the clues yet. I feel I have some danger coming. So, what are my 3 words and my style? Oh, please,
Your
please let me know what the
3
style
words
is.
are iguana,
Iguana.
donkey, and menthol. And the style is Broadway show tune.
Oh, okay. I can handle
Go.
that. My iguana doesn't love me anymore. But my donkey thinks that I'm a bore. The only thing that brings me solace is the cigarettes that I swallows. But I prefer the ones with menthol. They're the best ones out there of all. Because my donkey and iguana suck. Ba-dum-ba-dum.
Oh my God, you guys are so good at this.
Thank you very much. All right, that is the it for Mishmash Mix. Well played.
That takes the cake.
I think it might be my favorite.
That's my
improv game
favorite. It's my
ever.
favorite.
Okay, good.
It just won.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, that is it for that. Quick break, and we'll be back with All Mercy Bell all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Rate this after that.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Funny People Talking and Elsie at Elsie the Producer. And please, for the love of all that is holy, subscribe to the show and leave us a damn review and a really, really good rating on iTunes. Pretty please? Thank you.
Mercy.
Yes.
Mercy Bell. Okay, first, before we get into any actual factoids and info about y'all, you're wearing a very interesting shirt there, a little tank top that says defy, disrupt, dismantle.
In beautiful bright pink on black.
I know.
Yes.
So tell us the meaning of that for you.
It's a Planned Parenthood shirt, actually, and they do great work. I mean, offering very cheap health services to people with vaginas. Yeah.
I've heard of those people. That's, yeah.
Yes. You know, I know that there's a lot of controversy around them because people automatically think about abortion, but they also provide really important testing, like STD testing, just like OBGYN checkups, like prenatal type stuff. You know, it's really important. So
And family planning and counseling to help.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
there's a lot of
yes.
heart behind the science there as well.
Yeah.
So a wide
exactly.
spectrum
Here,
of
here.
vagina work, basically.
Absolutely. So if you're a person with a vagina,
A
then
wide speculum of.
yes.
Elsie with the win. Nice job.
That wins. You win.
I think that's the donkey from Mark's song.
That's what
That
I know.
wins.
There you go.
Oh, that
very
was
good,
so
Elsie.
good.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, Mercy. So as one Googles Mercy Bell, one is going to find that you are seen, as you mentioned earlier, as a folk singer or country singer or both, but also that you are Filipino and that you are queer, that you're gay. And I only bring that up because that seems to be part of the, if you will, the Mercy Bell marquee. Like, okay, my music is awesome and I know what I'm doing and I have something to offer, but this is also a piece of the flavor of who I am.
Yeah.
Particularly given that you're in the folk scene and there aren't a lot of Filipino queer folk singers out there, at least in America. So,
Wait, let me Google. There could be several hundred.
So the question I like to start with is a variant on one I often start with, and that is, it comes to the basic question of who are you? Meaning, you know, there's all these different ways of looking at you. I know you are all of them. You're Filipino, you're gay, you're a singer, you're a performer, you're a writer, et cetera, et cetera. But if you boil it all down, other than the fact that you're Mercy,
Yeah.
how would you boil yourself down if you had to, like, you get introduced into another dimension of the universe and they say, okay, Mercy Bell, what are you?
Yeah.
Can you boil down your sense of your own self-essence?
I really do think that I am American in like the most controversial way you possibly can be. Yeah, like I grew up in California. I grew up in New England. I've lived in New York City. I've lived in the South. My family heritage is a mixture of, you know, people that came over here and probably did some really problematic stuff by, like, you know, kicking indigenous off their land and had slaves. And I also am part Filipino. I'm part brown. Like, my ancestors were also killed by Americans in the Filipino-American War and like Spanish-American War. And my family is so mixed and has been here and involved in the American story in so many ways. It's really what like I am, and as a Filipino-American, it's like the queer stories of this country are just now being told. The stories of people of color are just now being told, and honestly, it's just like the more I think about it, I really vibe with people like stories of the old folk singers like Woody Guthrie and Peter, Paul and Mary and things like who were troubadours who were telling this like American story. But I happen to be kind of a new flavor of it. Does that make sense?
It does. And if I could just do a quick follow-up without monopolizing all the question asking here, Drez and Elsie, is...
I only have one question.
Okay. And I don't mean this as a challenge, Mercy. I'm really interested in how you look at this. There might be those for someone such as you, meaning that might say, why is it that you need to speak about the fact that you're Filipino or queer or whatever? Why is it not just about the music? And on the other hand, you might say, but that is who I am, and I'm saying who I am, and that's part of my identity. And frankly speaking, it's hard to get heard as a creative person. And, if I can just speak about who I am, that helps me get heard, then my music and my identity can be heard. So there's kind of those two different sort of poles, if you will, opposite poles of ways of looking at it. So how do you feel about that?
I've my whole life, because if you look at me, like people automatically think I'm not white. So people see me and they're like, oh, you're either Middle Eastern or Latino, or they never ever thinks that I'm Asian. And it's exhausting. Ever since I was a kid, it's exhausting to constantly explain myself. So at the minute that I could come out of a closet of any sort and be like, I'm Filipino, so you don't even have to ask. You just have to accept it. And I'm queer, so that I'm not filtering through these. It's really exhausting to like walk into a room and have people be like, where's your boyfriend? And be like, well, I have a girlfriend. And it's just easy, white heteronormative people walk in and people automatically assume that they're straight and white. And it's like, after 35 years of explaining myself, I'm like, screw this. I'm just going to say it out loud automatically. And I do that in my normal life. It also filters out assholes. I know, listen, I don't have to go to a show and worry that I have racist homophobes in the audience, because they already know that I'm brown and gay. And so they know that that's... And it's like, people ask me that all the time. They're like, do you have a hard time with like racists and homophobes in your audience? I was like, they know walking in, this is who I am, so they won't come to my damn show. It's a fact. What
an amazing answer.
No, it's how I've always been.
In reality.
If I just say who I am from day one, I don't have to come out of a closet. You've already rejected me. You already know if you don't like me, then you're not going to be talking to me, because I'm already saying it. So it's like, and I did this before I started making music. I was just like, this is who I am. And if you don't want to be my friend, then don't fucking be my friend. Right. Sorry for cursing. Jesus.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for cursing. Jesus.
Yeah. No, but like, that's it. And so when I started making music, my whole philosophy with music is like, I am not going to neuter or like water myself down as a musician. You're going to get the exact same person musically as you get from hanging out with me and being my friend. So it's like, I walk into a room and I make a new friend, and you know that I'm a person of color and also bisexual, pansexual, gay, queer, whatever you want to call me. So why not do that with my music too? I think that there's like, being a musician to me is just a natural extension of my actual personality. It's not like a separate entity. So, and then I don't have assholes. I don't have asshole fans. Like, they're cool. I can say something. I can talk about Planned Parenthood and nobody's going to come and write me a hate letter about it. So, and a lot of my, and if they do, I ignore them. And it's like I just do that. I ignore people who are saying hateful things, and then they don't like me and they just delete me, and I don't care. I have found a lot of my peers who are more progressive or, open-minded in the industry, and they're white and straight and they're afraid to say things. I get it. They're afraid to lose fans. And I'm like, I just want to lose those fans from the get-go. period. So
weed out the assholes.
yeah, I can walk into any show in the middle of nowhere and I don't have to worry about it. I did this on tour recently. Like I was in the middle of the like Trump country playing a show and I was like, I'm safe because these people already know that I am the enemy.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, they do. Like that's it. Like they know what you're, so it's my own security basically. So that's the number one reason I do it. And also it helps find people who are other like me. They can Google it and find me. And that's what I want. So
yeah,
it's pretty simple.
So you're definitely on a rising star.
Loving this.
I think there's no question you are. What was the first moment, if there has been one, Mercy, that that you started to feel, wait a minute, maybe this is happening? Like, yeah, I've been a musician. Yeah, I've even recorded stuff. Yes, I've played out. But there's a certain point in someone's career when it might actually feel like you're catching. You know, and you can see the progress and you're getting closer and closer to that dream moment, whatever that is in your head, even if it's not clear. What was the first moment you said, oh my gosh, maybe it's happening?
I had released, Nashville has been really wonderful to me in that they've always taken my music very seriously here. And like the local radio station, Lightning 100, always supported me. And that was great. But when I released my first single from the album, I think it was almost 2 years ago now, Rolling Stone added me in like their song of the week, which was really helpful. And it was the first moment I was like, oh, I have to take this really seriously. Because I'd been taking it seriously. But when I released that single, I realized, oh, people are watching and I need to actually buckle down and finish this album. Like it had been an album I was making, but I wasn't, basically, let's put it this way. I switched to working 2 jobs to fund that album after the Rolling Stone article came out, the first one. And then I was like, I have to finish this. I can't just kick it down the road anymore. So that was the moment that was a huge, like, kid, you got to take this seriously. You can't just do this as like a garage thing anymore.
It makes me think, have you ever seen the movie Man on the Moon about Andy Kaufman?
No,
it's a wonderful film if you've never seen it, in my opinion. I think it's really well acted and interesting. But there's a scene in it in which his agent, played by Danny DeVito, tells him that if he doesn't take this sitcom gig, something like this will never, ever, ever happen again. So you understand that if you pass, this is it. This is the one shot the universe just gave you. And then he ends up taking it, but screwing with it. So did this feel like you recognized the universe via Rolling Stone was saying, here you go, here's your shot, don't fuck it up?
Yep. That's exactly what it was. And I was not like, I was kind of taking music like half seriously, the way a lot of people in Nashville do. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a musician. But that was the moment where I was like, I am going to work 2 jobs for 2 years and do this seriously. I treat it kind of like getting a PhD or something. I don't know. But I did. And that was the moment I was like, I can throw this away or I can buckle down and do something. So I buckled down.
Hey, if you're gonna get some third-party feedback to endorse what you're doing and give you that encouragement, why not let it be Rolling Stone?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And what was that? What was the first single? What was the one that they?
It's called Home, and it's the first track on the album, actually. So, but we were doing it kind of a way a lot of people do things now is like they'll do a couple singles from the album and then add more, and so we were doing that. But I was still like, am I going to finish this album or not? And then that was the moment where I was like, I'm finishing this damn album. So it was
Now,
great.
how did you feel about that song being the one that got attention? Meaning, obviously, you were happy that any song got attention. But, I could understand if you were like, oh, my God, that was like a throwaway song. Like, this is the one I wanted to be my identity. Did that choice match for you to where you were aiming?
We only had released 2 songs at that point. We'd only finished 2 songs. So I was really grateful. I was like, I hope that they like one of these. But that was I was really proud of that song. And it was awesome.
It's interesting. Awesome Charlie Bird Parker, he had told one of his mentees, Maynard Ferguson, who's famous picture the trumpets playing in the Rocky.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I was interviewing Maynard Ferguson when I was a journalist, and I said, you know, you got to play that now for the rest of your life. How do you feel about it? And he said, well, Charlie Bird Parker gave me advice many years ago that was, you better love every song you record, because God will play a trick on you if you don't, and make that your hit.
Yeah.
So, but we all could think of something worse, right, than to
Yeah.
play music for the rest of our lives, even if it's our favorites. But that's
Yeah.
great that you're proud of it.
Before we ask you to just indulge us in, playing a song for us, which would be amazing. It is Funny People Talking is the name of the show. We talk about humor, and, you're obviously a very funny person. There's a funny bone in you. It's very clear. But how do you see that intersecting with either your music and or the way that you perform in front of a live audience? How do you think about that? Is that even a conscious thing you try to make sure to weave in? Does it naturally come out of you? It seems to me that folk and country often lends itself to humor more than many other musical forms, actually.
I guess my sense of humor generally is more of like the, yo, I'm really awkward, just deal with it type of situation. But the content of my songs tends to revolve around struggling with depression and anxiety and grief and and addiction and things like that. And it's like to just saddle people with that without some kind of like levity is mean. It's very mean. And also, if you kind of throw in like a smirk and a shrug and like a wink along with this, like, yeah, I've been depressed for a week, but then like, hey, let's go do this. Yeah, like it's people are like, I get that. I like that,
Yeah.
So I think it's one reason I love folk music, country music, pop music, Broadway too. It's just like, it's kind of like, it's here's some misery with a wink. That's how I feel about it. So
Misery with a Wink. What a great song title, by the way.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So I try to like kind of keep some levity in things. I think Tom Waits said it best. He says, I love something along the lines of like, I love beautiful melodies telling me terrible things. So,
All right. Well, maybe we've talked about music enough, and maybe you'll indulge us with a quick ditty. Which
All right.
one are you going to play for us?
let's see. I think I'm going to do All Good Cowboys.
Oh, I love that
'Cause-
one.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
we're going to do that
Yay.
one. All right.
Yay.
Take it down, put it in a jar with butterflies, fill it up with some formaldehyde. You won't see it here again. You say you take it slow, it's a mood and it will come and go. But the joints I needed didn't grow and left me crippled in your eyes. Oh, and all good cowboys know there ain't no good old home, sweet home. So I'll raise my protest, raise my drink, and I won't live fear no more. 'Cause you never learned my name, it was the one name you should have known. And I will lay me down, and I will lay me down, and I will lay me down the road. $1 in another jukebox just to dance with you. Oh, but all it does is play the blues, and on they go. Knowing I won't be another mess to clean in 9 to 3. This late night shift has got me questioning if daylight come at all. Oh, and all good cowboys know there ain't no good old home, sweet home. So I'll raise my protest, raise my drink, and I won't live fear no more. 'Cause you never learned my name, it was the one name you should have known. And I will lay
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. What a pretty voice you have, Mercy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. What a great way to finish out a fun, touching, interesting, important episode. And
thank you for waiting for me. I've been recently taken off of Adderall after being on it for many years, and I've become a space cadet. So I was literally standing in my kitchen being like, what am I forgetting? And then I was like, thank God for notifications.
No worries. I'm glad you're here with us. We loved every second with you. Follow Mercy at Mercy Bell on social. And you can check her, is it mercybell.com? You can go
that's
to,
it.
and of course on Bandcamp and everywhere else. And Apple Music and everywhere you find music, go check her out. It's well worth the journey. The great and powerful Mercy Bell. I guess you're great and powerful too. So I think I said great and powerful Dresden, great and powerful Mercy Bell. You're all great and powerful. Elsie too. We wish you well. You have a very, very exciting, incredible path ahead. And I know I'll be following every inch of it.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you so
as
much.
will I. This was a blast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, best of luck, Mercy Bell. That's it for this great episode of Funny People Talking. Thank you all so much for listening. We really appreciate it. For Dresden Engel.
Ciao, ciao.
And Elsie.
Thanks so much.
I'm Mark Rako. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. And we'll see you on the flip side. Stay funny.
That's it? That's the end of the show? Boy, oh boy, what a crock. This was Funny People Talking. No portion of the content may be reproduced or published without the strict written permission of the producers. Connect with our show at Funny People Talking or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. I'm your announcer, Peter Coleman. Thanks for listening.